You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters' three-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. William A. Smith Auction Gallery. They host 45 auctions yearly. Check the schedule on their website. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza and more, always fresh. People, food, great times await you. Mascoma Savings Bank, with no shareholders to please, committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community. Baba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Baba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. And Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Good evening and welcome to Lebanon, New Hampshire for tonight's Division II girls basketball game between the Kearsarge Cougars and the host Lebanon Raiders. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Stout, joined as always by Scott Quimby. And Scott, we're ready for tip-off here. Good battle. First game of the season for the Raiders, and this is the second game of the season for the Cougars.
Yeah, obviously a little bit more rhythm probably early in the game for the Cougars, but Lebanon certainly has high expectations for this season, so we'll see how they can hang in there.
Yeah, the Cougars with the early win, they sit at 1-0 on the season. The Raiders were supposed to open up earlier this week against the Hanover Marauders, their rival, just down the road, but it was snowed out. Obviously a little bit of weather this week, and they are now opening up here at home, and jump ball there as we see the tie-up between Libby Hernan and Rebecca Wright, or excuse me, Sally Rainey on the tie-up, I believe, there.
Yeah, there was good ball movement there by Kearsarge, but they couldn't really find a shot. Lebanon's defense hung in there and forced the jump ball.
Lebanon on offense starts with Isabel Fabry, Catherine Cole, Rebecca Wright, Sally Rainey, and Caroline Laramie. And that ball's taken away, so a couple empty possessions for both teams, and down the court, and another turnover there, this time against number 23, Caroline Camp.
Early season basketball, you expect a lot of turnovers, particularly in the first quarter. These teams will get their footing and find some rhythm here.
Caroline Camp, Jordan Bush opening up for the Cougars along with Raina Tucker. Has a nice bucket there, and that's number 34, Carolyn Laramie.
Yeah, aggressive move to the hoop, and not a lot of resistance there. That could be something they work a lot in this game.
Lebanon Raiders last year making a deep run, losing in the semifinals. Cougars grabbed the 16 seed, and they bowed out in the first round to the top seed. And the layup there, no good from Bush, but the offensive rebound pulled down and put back nicely by Raina Tucker to tie it up at 2.
Yeah, great move by Bush to get to the hoop. She just couldn't get the layup to fall, and Tucker with a heads-up play. Right spot at the right time. Gets a nice putback.
So both teams have now opened up the scoring, and we'll see a lot of touches from Rebecca Wright, both outside behind the arc and inside the paint as she sets up. Nice box out there to grab the offensive rebound. And she puts it in there. Basket for Wright.
Aggressive defense here.
And the steal can't go finishing, but the foul will be called on the floor.
Yeah, Kearsarge almost turned the ball over once coming up the court, and then they got it over half court and ended up turning it over on a second mistake. A little sloppy bringing the ball up the court.
So the Raiders inbound here, leading 4-2. 5:30 to play here in quarter number one. This is game one of a doubleheader. The boys, Kearsarge Lebanon, will follow this one as that rebound goes to the Cougars. They look to tie it up here.
Kick ball.
Good defense by Sally Rainey to get her foot in there and disrupt the nice bounce pass. You don't see that too often, so good use by the Cougars.
Lebanon's starting to find some good looks from the outside. Cole had a good three-point shot in the corner there. They just haven't fallen yet, but as long as you keep getting those looks, good things will happen.
Little step there from Hernan, but she gets her shot rejected. It will stay Cougar basketball.
Yeah, Rebecca Wright, we've called her name a few times already today.
Yeah,
nice block shot there.
Yeah, she's a dominating presence down low. Obviously a senior here. She's been here on the varsity team for 4 years and really made her presence known, including the state championship down in Manchester.
A two-way player.
Very good all over the court. Inside, outside, offense, defense. She really makes herself known, and they're clogging up outside the paint, not letting the Cougars really get inside, and that's going to lead to a travel. Shuffling her feet was Wheeler, and the turnover for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, the Cougars are passing the ball around a lot, but it's not really going anywhere. It's just staying on the perimeter, and the Raiders are just staying right on the ball handlers. There's no driving lanes, no passing lanes inside. Terrific job by the Raider defense. Really frustrating the Cougar offense so far.
So the Raiders will look to add to that lead. Been a low-scoring start to this one, as you mentioned. Both teams early in the season. And as we see Rebecca right there, up and under, and the nice hoop. 2 points. Quickly down the court are the Cougars. They had it inside. Open look by Wheeler, but it was blocked.
Yeah, they tried to push the ball down the court a little bit there, which is one way you can get it inside. Obviously, you're seeing when they're setting up, it's not working, but spot on defense right there on the fast break, getting back by Ella Longacre.
Yeah, that was good defensive effort. You're right.
Sorry, that was Isabel Fabry.
Yes, Fabry, number 2 on the block, because she really had it set right up there and had to come down with it.
Yeah, I mean, as the fast break's developing, it looked like it was going to be an easy layup. So that's just it's terrific hustle.
4:23 to play here in quarter number one. 6-2 our score. The Lebanon Raiders lead the Cougars, and like I said, we'll be following this game up with the Cougar and Raider boys squads. Both those teams opening the season, so although the girls have each had one game on their schedule, Scott, this game is going to be the opener, the true season opener for both these teams.
Yeah, it's an exciting day for Lebanon basketball here, and obviously the Cougars boys team getting their first game. Opening day is always fun. You never know what the new season brings. Obviously on paper, Lebanon's historically been better, but you can't count Kearsarge out. It's a new team, a new roster, a new year.
Yeah, you certainly can't count Kearsarge out after what they did last season in the playoffs, upsetting the number 1 seed in that first round and making a very surprising deep run in the tournament. Unfortunately, couldn't finish it off, but they did have a nice season to end last year, and see what Coach Camp has in store. But we're back to the girls, and the Lebanon Raiders mishandling it, but a good defensive play by the Cougars. Then the Raiders will set back up in the half court. And that's going to be tipped away. And I think a lot of times we talk about, early season jitters and the offense not finding its way. But let's not forget, these teams both can play some real good defense, and give credit to both these defenses.
Well, when there's rust, the defense you don't
They're
really
always
have
ahead of
you
them.
don't have rust on defense.
Right.
You just got fresh legs, right? You got the rust on offense. You don't got the touch. You don't got the rhythm and timing down. So the defense is certainly in basketball way ahead of where the offense would be.
Yeah, the defense is a little bit ahead, clearly, in this one. That foul is going to go on the Cougars, though. They've picked up 3 fouls in the first 4 minutes of this one. The Raiders will inbound under the hoop. Megan Gradigan. And picked off.
It's a great block there by Raina Tucker.
In a little trouble getting it up the half court. 3-2, kind of a trap, full court press, but they do break the press. And the putback, nicely done. Hernan.
Yeah, that's the risk of doing the full court press. I mean, you get a pass through and you get an open lane. You're going to have odd numbers on the back end, and there it was, 3-2 down there. And Kearsarge was able to get a bucket with the numbers.
And that time forcing it in, trying to force it into Rebecca Wright. And that one was just overthrown. So once again, Cougars ball, but another trap here and a foul.
I thought Lebanon's defense was doing a pretty good job just playing perimeter defense here, half court. I don't necessarily know why they switched to a full court press here, but we'll see how it works out. So far, they've given up a hoop and a penalty, but I thought it was going to work there for a second, but not quite yet.
Not quite yet, you're right. They might still get it back as that ball switched hands a couple times, but you're right, they did break the press, and now Cougars will set up in their half-court offense, but they continue to move the pace, trying to get some bodies inside. Another offensive rebound, this time to Bush. She'll clear it back out.
Yeah, Bush isn't very tall down low, but fights hard and making things happen.
That three-point attempt by Tucker is off the mark, and a jump ball, and that will go or stay with the Cougars. So they've got another chance to tie it up or take the lead. They've had some opportunities.
In my opinion, it feels like Lebanon significantly outplayed them, and they should be disappointed with only having a 2-point lead with a chance to have it tied or go down one here.
Kicking it out there, no good by Bush, and now the Raiders will secure the rebound and take over. But yeah, you're right. The Raiders have clearly, it looks like right now, been the better team, just haven't been able to convert. And you can see
the one person that has been able to convert is Rebecca Wright. I would find her the ball here in the post if they can.
She's trying to get open. She's guarded nicely by Hernan. Doing a nice job, and they were kind of playing 2-on-1, but only when she was close, and Gradigan banks it in.
That was a great pass there, good vision by Fabry, and a steal and an immediate hoop. Heads up play by Cole, and then looks like, another steal? We got a jump ball.
That's going to go back to the Raiders.
So that full court press is starting to pay off here, I think, a little bit. 2 steals in a row, just like that. Kearsarge needs to be more careful inbounding, for sure.
Yeah, that's really where it's come down to, is the inbounding, and the Raiders inbounding. Rebecca Wright, you can see her. She's not afraid to dribble it out around the perimeter, and then calls for the ball, slips down low, but nice defense. Give credit to Hernan, really trying to get a body on Wright. And the basket from Gradigan on the outside. We call that one a 2-pointer.
Another wild inbound pass.
And another steal. There's Rebecca Wright running the floor.
Yeah.
That one's blocked.
There. That was 22 Levi Hernan with a block, but
and then stolen away.
Yeah, another turnover.
And Maddie Finnell will get the basket. The Lebanon Raiders lead it 14-4. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here in Lebanon, where the Raiders currently lead the Cougars 14-4, led by some nice defense and obviously some conversions after you get the steal.
I mean, it seemed like it was just a minute ago where it was 6-4, and the Cougars had the basketball with a chance to tie or take the lead, and you see another inbound pass tipped away. I mean, they're struggling to get the ball in bounds all of a sudden, and
nice sideline defense, and they're not going to get a shot off. That shot will not count, although it did go in. Caroline Camp gets the basket, but it doesn't count.
Half second too late.
16-4 at the end of one here in Lebanon. The Raiders lead the Cougars. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
No matter what season it is, you can always find the best in American and Italian cuisine at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire. Stop in to enjoy our fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizzas, the award-winning seafood chowder, and a new seasonal menu just right for the cooler months. Dine in or take out. You can check out our full lunch and dinner menus along with daily specials on our website each day as well. Bubba's Bar and Grill, just 2 miles from Mount Sunapee in the beautiful harbor of Newbury, New Hampshire.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness.
Right there, $5,000, $3,000. I got two there, thank you. 20.
Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold $3,381. Yeah, sold $253. Sold $850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
Welcome back. Second quarter of action about to get underway. The Lebanon Raiders lead Kearsarge Lady Cougars 16-4. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza. You're never too far from great food and good times at Ramonto's, the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. So the first quarter in the books of the Raiders season. Obviously Cougars now their second game. Nice cut there inside and a nice move by the Raiders.
It's a beautiful pass and a great finish by Molly Smith. There's, she made the wrong pass. She had 22. Levi Hernan could have had an open layup there. But that was a good, at least, breakout of their backcourt, which we haven't seen at all. Still resulted in a turnover, but it was improvement.
And Mary Meager on the other end, deflecting the pass out of bounds, so at least lets her team set up in that half-court defense and slows the Raider pressure down.
The Cougar defense, when set, is not performing that poorly. All the Lebanon points have really come on these turnovers, a big string of turnovers, and it creates odd numbers and easy layups, and that's kind of where they feasted. Obviously, the last pass here for Lebanon, the bucket for Molly Smith is not an example of that.
And the corner three-pointer, nice job there, Caroline Laramie.
Laramie looked good on the corner three earlier. She just had it rim out and buries that one.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all your printing needs. All our schedules and live broadcasts are at our website, ycnnow.com. So a minute gone by here in quarter number 2. It's really been all Raiders tonight. They lead 21-4, and you're right, we talked about it early. It was 6-4. The Cougars had a chance to tie it or take the lead, and ever since then, it's been 15 straight points for Lebanon.
And probably 15 straight turnovers for Kearsarge.
That's true, they have struggled.
You know, they have kind of a set play where they keep getting the ball handle or the ball, but they're immediately doubled, and then it usually results in a wild pass out. That time they do hit the pass. They did have a shot opportunity there by Jordan Bush. At this point, if you have an open look, no matter where you are, you got to take it because they're not getting shots at the net, and you can't put points on the board if you don't shoot the basketball.
Right. I mean, once you're at that three-point line, it's like it's what they call overpassing. You don't need to be doing that. I mean, they're looking, but sometimes you're looking too much. And just if you have a shot, like you said, just take it because.
Well, with a defense that swarms like this, I mean, the second you take, oh, there you go. See, there's a shot. Carolyn Camp with a beautiful three-pointer. But yeah, I mean, Lebanon's defense is so fast-moving. I mean, the second you hold the ball, you know,
right.
If you hold the ball for a second, I should say, you're going to have somebody on you. You can't hesitate. You got to get the ball and just put it up.
There's Rebecca Wright. She's begging for the foul call. She won't get it, but she gets her third basket. She's got 6 points.
See, there's the immediate double, and then just a great job by Wright, just anticipating the pass.
And then Camp gets her pocket picked. It'll go back to the Raiders, and injury stoppage. Rebecca Wright was on the floor. They'll let her get up, and since it was Raider basketball. 6:10 to play here in quarter number 2. This game is being brought to you in part by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team and so much more. With both embroidery and screen printing in-house, their team will make your team look the best that it can be. So a nice basket last time down from Camp, but then another turnover, and Raiders back in position. Nice inside-out basketball to Gradigan. No good, and the Cougars get the rebound.
That trap has just been brutal for them right now.
Yeah, right there is where you got to make that extra pass, and they do it a little too late. Traveling violation. That's going to go against Ellie Camp. 23-7. And it'll be Lebanon basketball. Gradigan will inbound to Smith. Nice defense there from Bush.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, this Lebanon team, it took them a little bit to warm up. Like
Yes.
you said, it's their first game of the season, but once they got it figured out and hit their stride, they're unstoppable right now.
Yeah, they've really been.
Yeah, this is going to be, it's going to feel very good for your coaching staff in your first game of the season to come out and dominate.
And there's not really much you can do defensively to stop Sally Rainey on that play. I mean, she went on the up and under. The defense held their position, basically stood straight up, and she just maneuvered into the basket.
That was a tremendous move.
And losing the handle there is Camp, but it was tipped out, so that it will stay with the Cougars. And once again, full court pressure from the Raiders. And they're able to break the press this time now, see if they can set something up in the half court. Caroline Camp will take it in, meets a defender, throws it up, no good, and rebound to the Raiders.
That's good offense, though, by the Cougars. Like you said, they broke the press, and they actually got a look at the hoop. That's progress for them.
And that ball bouncing around and still loose. Stays alive, and then it's going to be Cougar basketball.
No lack of hustle on either side. Bodies are diving around for that loose ball all over the place.
And that'll be Cougar basketball. They'll inbound right in front of their own bench. Camp able to get it over the timeline, but she's immediately met by 2 defenders and then loses the ball out of bounds. It goes back to the Raiders.
I mean, when you get trapped right on the baseline, or not the baseline, the sideline like that, your only thing that you can really do is jump up and throw it off the people.
Right.
and hope it goes out on them, and then try another inbound pass and hope to live another day.
Now the Raiders, they'll kind of try and use some clock here, I would imagine, with 4.5 minutes to play before half and up 25-7. No rush inside, but if they get an open look, they'll take it. Gradigan spotting up. 2-pointer.
Good first half for her.
Yeah, she's got 6 points. Cougars trying to work it around, get something going. Last basket was the 3 by Camp. And that one's stolen away. 3-on-2. Raiders have numbers. Taking it all by herself and not able to hit was Cole. That ball comes back down. It'll go back to the Cougars after a couple substitutions.
Yeah, another good defensive play by Ellie Camp. I've seen a few of those for her, so she's playing hard still, and
that's all you can ask right now. Down by 20 in the first half. And they're going to whistle Gradigan with the body foul on that one. Playing good defense. She just was a half a step behind and trying to keep up.
When you play a defense that's this aggressive, you're going to have some fouls. It's going to happen. So you take those all day.
Yeah, you take that one.
She's
not shooting.
Yeah. That same type of defensive plays caused 6 turnovers so far. So 6 out of 7 is pretty good percentage.
Yep, they've been really good on the defensive end. Despite having 6 fouls, been no free throws tonight for the Cougars.
Erin Wheeler short-armed it a little bit there, but great look. That was good offense by the Cougars. It resulted in a ball going out of bounds and, another, it's not technically a turnover, but essentially. But just be happy with good shots at this point. If they don't go, they don't go. They just need to figure their offense out and, get shots off. And there's Ellie Camp again with more great defense. She's a tremendous defensive player.
Yeah, nicely done. She kind of just picked the pocket of Wright as Wright was driving. Ball on her hip, just took it away. And that ball, nice defensive effort. Gradigan tips it away. It'll stay Cougar ball. 3:06 to play before half. And as we take a look here, getting it underneath and blocked, just didn't quite get enough of it. Redirecting it and rolling around. It was good by Camp. So Caroline Camp, she's really been a hot shooter tonight.
What she got for points, Camp?
She has 7 points, 7 of the 9 points.
So she's really doing it on both ends as well as Wright on the other side. So good for her.
Caroline Camp, the 5'7" sophomore, is the daughter of the boys' coach, Nate Camp. And that ball is tipped out, stays with the Raiders. Today's game is being brought to you in part by William A. Smith Auction Gallery, who hosts 45 auctions yearly, many in their auction house in Plainfield, New Hampshire. Check out their schedule on their website at wssmithauction.com. That foul.
Yeah, it looked like Wheeler had Laramie kind of pinned down in the corner there, but Laramie's a pretty good dribbler, and she just made a good move to get out of there, and Wheeler ended up making a little bit of a region foul.
Only the 4th foul by the Cougars. Raiders with 6, so Cougars in the bonus here. Final 2:20. Ball was tipped a couple of times, and it's going to go back through the Cougars. So nice defensive effort there.
Yeah, and that was Erin Wheeler who just had the foul in the last play. I mean, I thought Wheeler made a good play. She knows that Laramie can hit that corner 3. She's already done it. She got up on her and made the foul, and then the next play she makes a great play and forces the ball out of bounds.
Nice bounce pass there, but nice defense by Gradigan. can't prevent the basket from going in. Hernan with her second field goal.
So some good defense by the Cougars leads to some offense.
Inside 2 minutes to play here, 27-11. Nice kick out there. Radigan a step inside the line, no good. Wright with the big rebound. She goes right back up with it, no good. And the rebound going back to Laramie. And looks like it'll be Raider basketball, the 5th foul on the Cougars. For over 11 years, Bubba's Bar and Grill has been providing hungry patrons with high-quality food and friendly service with a mission of delivering a remarkable experience to every visitor. And Bubba likes to remind you we're having a lot of fun here. 27-11. Wright, a step inside the three-point line. She gets it. She's got 8.
She's a nice weapon to have, the tallest player on the court. She's got great outside game. Nobody's going to stop that shot.
And the turnover there. Camp knew it on the carry. And it tried to prevent it, but ref was right there, and that was the right call. Baseline move, and then the pass to Wright. Fights through traffic, rebound, and put back by Smith, Molly Smith.
There it is, finally, a great, oh, the pass just missed though, but that was a great outlet pass.
Nice defensive effort by the Raiders to deny the first shot, but Cougars with the rebound inside a minute. Nice drive there, no good. And the rebound is Laramie's, but it's going to go back to the Cougars. Jump ball. I believe they call that a jump ball.
Yeah, it was definitely a jump ball call.
So the Cougars will get it. 43.7 seconds to go before the half. Kearsarge inbounding under their own hoop. And that's going to be over and back. She gained possession before the half court, and then she stepped over.
Little surprised there wasn't a technical foul there.
Yeah, bouncing the ball a little aggressively. Now the Raiders will have a chance to end the first half, but they'll take a 3 from the corner, in and out. But Wright with the rebound. She goes up with it, and the hoop. She's got 10 now to lead all scorers, and she'll be at the line to try and complete the three-point play.
I mean, they've had multiple shots on the last 4 offensive possessions. I mean, obviously having Wright down there, 6'2", biggest person on the court, certainly helps. She's gotten some of the rebounds herself. She's tipping them out to teammates. You know, it's when you can get 2 or 3 shots on a possession, you're probably going to score. Obviously, you're way more likely to. Kearsarge just can't hang in there with her height right now. They're really struggling to box her out and get defensive rebounds.
Nice little shot there, but doesn't get the fall. Andruski. And here come the Raiders. Final 15 seconds. No good. Kearsarge will take the rebound, and they'll draw the foul. That'll be 1-1, as we'll see our first free throw for the Cougars here.
Yeah, that was a good call there. Sally Rainey was a little aggressive there. Lebanon just does not want to lose possession of the basketball. They are very, very aggressive, and it's paying off so far.
So now at the line, Raina Tucker, the sophomore guard, 5'6". First free throw of the night for the Cougars. No good. It is tipped, and it will go back to the Raiders. So the final 9.2 seconds will be Raider basketball. 34-11 our score. Final possession here. Ball's tipped away, and 1.8 on the clock. Lebanon should have enough time to inbound and get a quick pass or dribble and a look.
Gotta love a 1.8 second inbound. It's going to be an exciting play.
And the inbound is tipped. Wright gets it. She does get the shot off, but it is no good. And that's how we end the first half with the Raiders leading the Cougars 34-11. Halftime here in Lebanon. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There once was a haunted house. People said they had heard voices, but no one dared to go inside.
There's a place for wood in your backyard. We recommend the Fire Pit. For looks and performance that outlast a wooden deck, make sure your next deck is built with Trex, the world's #1 premium decking brand.
Trex products are available at LaValle Middleton Building Supply. Visit us at lavalleys.com.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed, nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
The New Hampshire Heritage Collection by M.J. Harrington Jewelers is imagined and designed by our craftsmen, inspired by the natural beauty and special places that make New Hampshire extraordinary. The Old Man of the Mountain, Common Loon, Covered Bridge, Sap Bucket, and New Hampshire Lakes Collection are tributes to the story of the Granite State, made in America, handcrafted, uniquely yours, from M.J. Harrington Jewelers.
Welcome back. Halftime here in Lebanon, where the Raiders lead the Cougars 34-11. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby opening up the season here for the Raiders after having a game postponed against the Hanover Marauders. And then the Cougars opened up earlier with a win, so they sit at 1-0. And Scott, first game of the doubleheader that we have tonight, and it's really, like we've talked about the entire first half, it's really been all Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, they came out a little slow, maybe a little sloppy for the first few minutes, but, I questioned when they went to that full court press at first because their half-court defense was working pretty tremendously at the time. Clearly, though, that really changed the pace of this game. Their aggressiveness and pressure is just crushing Kearsarge, and it's really changed this game. And Lebanon couldn't be more happy with their first game the way it's gone in the first half here.
Yeah, that first half, as we talked about, it was close for a while, but then Lebanon really took over at one point. I think it was scoring 15 straight points, and it was led by Rebecca Wright. She has 11 points. Megan Gradigan with 6. 5 points for Caroline Laramie, 4 for Molly Smith, Catherine Cole, and then a couple points for Maddie Finnell and Sally Rainey. And then over on the Cougar side, it is 7 points for Caroline Camp, 4 for Livy Hernan. And Scott, if you are the Cougars, coming out in the second half, I mean, you're down 23 points, just play hard. What are you going to do just to continue to at least stay in this game, to at least not get further behind?
Well, I mean, it goes back to that press. I mean, they can't get the ball up the court. There was a string of maybe like 5 straight minutes where they didn't even get a shot off, and obviously you can't win the game if you can't even get a shot off. So they need to stop turning the ball over, and in order to do that, they need to stop passing into basically traps, which is exactly what they're doing. Every time these people are getting the inbound pass, they're immediately double-teamed, and they need to find some sort of plan here, drop some sort of inbound play here at halftime to prevent that from happening time after time.
So the Kearsarge girls looking to stay undefeated if they can mount a comeback. The Lebanon Raiders looking to defend home court, have a comfortable 23-point lead in their opening contest We will take a break here and come back a little bit more, and I look forward to the boys' game. After this, you're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
Why is it always time for pizza in New England? Because Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are popping up everywhere. With dough made fresh daily and baked in brick ovens, plus pasta, sandwiches, and artisan salads always from fresh ingredients, you're never far from good times and great food at Ramonto's. Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Want a piece of the pie? Visit Ramontos.com for franchise opportunities.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness.
Rolex right there, $5,000, $3,000. I got two there, thank you. 20.
Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold $3,381. Yeah, sold $253. Sold $850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
Welcome back. Halftime here. Lebanon leads the Cougars 34-11 in the opening contest of the doubleheader. And Scott, the boys will tip off after this game. And a couple teams that are kind of coming into the season on the opposite ends of things. A couple people have picked the Lebanon Raiders to finish first in Division II, and the Cougars on the back end of things, 8th out of 10. It just speaks to both how good this team for the Raiders is and also how young this Cougar team is and how, they have some rebuilding to do.
They do have rebuilding to do, but, if you look back to last year, where did the Cougars go into the playoffs? They were the 8th seed, and you can't count them out because they did upset number 1.
Right.
Lebanon certainly is the favorite here tonight. They were a number 2 seed, I believe, last year.
Yes.
They didn't get to the finals, unfortunately for them, but they're certainly one of the favorites, if not the favorite, in Division II basketball this year. But certainly it's going to be a great game, I think, if Kearsarge can put up the effort that we saw certainly in the first round of the playoffs last year.
And we have Coach Keith Maddie coming back to coach this Lebanon team. He took a year off last year. His daughter was a senior down at Mount Royal Academy, and he wanted to follow her final season on the hardwood, so he took a season off, and he's back on the bench, looking forward to an exciting season. He's mentioned many times as one of his favorite groups to coach, and he's excited to be here. So he'll be tipping his first season or his first game of the season off after this, and Coach Camp for the Cougars on the opposite side. We'll take a break and come back with the second half. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters' 3-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. William A. Smith Auction Gallery. They host 45 auctions yearly. Check the schedule on their website. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. Much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza and more. Always fresh. People, food, great times await you. Mascoma Savings Bank, with no shareholders to please, committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community. Baba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Baba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. and Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Final 30 seconds, as you can see, ticking off before second half gets underway. Raiders back on the court. Cougars just exiting the locker room. For the Raiders, it looks like it will be Isabel Fabry, Sally Rainey, Caroline Laramie, Catherine Cole, and Rebecca Wright. So the same starting five for the Raiders will be out there.
Kearsarge has to realize now that they're not going to win the game this quarter here. They're down 23 points. Set a goal. I don't know what they did at halftime, but hopefully they set a goal and just said, let's cut it to 15, 12. Make it reasonable going into the final quarter and see what happens. But you're not gonna make it all up in one quarter. So don't panic and just chip away.
And Rebecca Wright misfiring in and out, bounced around. It will stay with the Raiders. The Cougars start with the same five as started the game. Number 4, Jordan Bush. Number 21, Raina Tucker. 22, Libby Hernan. 23, Caroline Camp. At 24, Aaron Wheeler. Nice inbound there to Wright. She gets another basket.
That's 12 now for Wright. She's been tough to stop inside.
Yeah, she got 13. She did make 13. The free throw, so yeah, she's got 6 field goals, and she's really been. But I mean, all of Division II knows Rebecca Wright's going to be a tough challenge. So it'll be interesting to see if any team in this division can kind of stifle her offensive output.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be one of the better players in Division II for sure.
Getting the shot off.
A good look there by Bush, just short-armed it a little bit.
That's a little short. Offensive rebound. It'll be staying with the Cougars. It looked like Wheeler was underneath. Might have gone off her, but the ref said it was off a Lebanon player, and the Cougars will have a chance under their own hoop. Pass intercepted by Cole. Goes back to the Raiders. Really looking to get an open look. No need to rush it with the big lead. Raiders move the ball around. Nice kick out there. And Laramie with the open look, her second three.
Yeah, that was beautiful ball movement. And they got one of their best shooters, if not their best shooter, wide open.
And then Rainey steals it away, gets it back to Laramie. And another press turnover.
Not a bad start for Laramie here to the second half of this basketball game.
She's all of a sudden got 10 points with a quick 5 in the first minute and a half. And then another turnover there. So once again out of the locker room, the woes and struggles continue for this Cougar team in advancing the ball. That ball is tipped, but it'll be secured by Cole. Nice ball movement, and that one's Rainey. She'll go to the free throw line.
Laramie keeping up with a nice half with that great pass inside, creating that contact.
So it'll be Rainey, Sally Rainey, the junior, has 1 field goal tonight. She'll be at the line and shooting a pair. First one, no good. 41-11.
Yeah, this Lebanon starting lineup is quite deep. I mean, they have 5 very talented players. They're going to be a tough team to stop this year for anybody.
And the second free throw is up and good. Yeah, the starting lineup is obviously very good, very talented. They have players coming off the bench. You've seen Molly Smith put a couple in. Megan Gradigan off the bench. She's got 6 points. Maddie Finnell's got a couple. So, I mean, this team really is the real deal in Division II, and they should have a deep tournament run. 3-point attempt, an open look. Nice look there by Hernan, but no good, and then it'll be tipped away, and it'll go back to the Raiders. Inside, in the first 2 minutes, it's been all Raiders outscoring the Cougars 8-0. Just only 2 minutes of play in the second half. Ball's tipped away, but they're going to call a foul on Bush. Watch our Yankee Chronicle every week on this station at 8 p.m. on Saturdays. If you miss any of our local programs on our 3 YCN network stations, you can always watch them anytime on our website at ycnnow.com. And you can see this Lebanon team patiently just doing their shot. And before they get anything, it's going to be a 3-second violation turnover. Cougars will get it back.
Not a lot of mistakes like that for Lebanon so far.
No, you don't usually see that. Good defense, though, by the Raiders, really keeping this Cougar team at bay. And there's Camp with the three-point attempt. That one's off. A nice hustle. Yep. And she finds an open player, no good. Hernan on the miss. Raiders with the rebound.
Kearsarge is getting some good looks this half. They're not going, obviously, but another thing, they're actually getting the ball up the court so far. They haven't turned the ball over on the outlet passes or anything like that. Part of the reason is Lebanon's not pressing nearly as hard, but it's good to see Kearsarge playing a little bit cleaner here to start the second half.
That foul goes against Hernan for the Cougars. That is her third and the team's third of this half. And only 3 minutes of play. Nice inbounds there. And a turnaround jumper, no good from Fabre. Up the court, nice outlet pass there. No good, but the offensive rebound from Camp and then stolen away by the Raiders, and they'll go the other way. And a jump ball to the Cougars. 4:37 to play.
The heart and the aggression is there for Kearsarge, that's for sure.
Playing hard despite being down by 30-plus points. 4:37 to play in the quarter. And stolen away there.
Yeah, Camp had a good idea trying to get that ball right there at the free throw line, basically. But her pass was just a little too high and hard. It couldn't be handled.
Cole couldn't get the layup, but Raiders get another look at it. Nice reverse layup there by Sally Rainey.
Yeah, that's a fantastic move, Jeremy.
And on the defensive end, nice job by Rainey there to tip it away.
Tucker had the right idea driving to the hoop. She just got going a little too fast and rushed the move and ended up in a turnover, and now Lebanon on the other end hitting threes.
Catherine Cole with the three-pointer, 47-11. It's been all Raiders here, 13-0 run to open this second half, not what the Cougars had in mind coming out of the locker room. But it just goes to show you how good this Raider team is. And obviously, Cougars, we talk about them, they do have somewhat of a young squad, only 3 seniors on the team. And they do have a couple sophomores a sophomore getting in on the action, 2 of them. So, young team, but this Raiders team is really good.
And they've been really good in the past, and they got a lot of returning players, and they're going to be tough to beat. Like I said, for any team.
Yeah, I mean, we've got seniors Isabel Fabre, Megan Gradigan, Maddie Finnell, Rebecca Wright, Caroline Borger, Caroline Laramie. So, got some good seniors who have played together for 5 straight years. As a travel there, Sally Rainey, she is the only junior on this team. So she gets to start. She gets a lot of playing time, and she'll be the lone senior next year. But for this year, this team is going to be a top Division II, I would imagine. Dribbling into traffic and then turned away. Turnover there, Rainey tipping it to Gradigan. 3 in the corner, no good. Cole couldn't get it to fall. Inside 3 minutes. Fast-moving third quarter where it's been all Raiders. 13 straight baskets out of the break. Or, 13 straight points. And along the baseline, turnover.
There's no call on the play. I'm assuming she might have just tripped herself up.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a trip, and it will go back to the Raiders when we come back.
No matter what season it is, you can always find the best in American and Italian cuisine at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire. Stop in to enjoy our fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizzas, the award-winning seafood chowder, and a new seasonal menu just right for the cooler months. Dine in or take out. You can check out our full lunch and dinner menus along with daily specials on our website each day as well. Bubba's Bar and Grill, just 2 miles from Mount Sunapee in the beautiful harbor of Newbury, New Hampshire.
Out of the injury timeout, Raiders take possession. Inside 2.5 minutes to play. Gradigan is going to be tied up. It will stay with the Raiders.
Seen a lot of jump balls here today.
Yes, we have. A lot of jump balls and not a lot of free throws, really. I've only seen, I believe, maybe, 3 for the Raiders and 1 for the Cougars. That turnover there, trying to force the pass. Cougars looking to get out of their slump here in this third quarter and get something in the hoop. No good there. That was Andruski backing down right.
It's going to be tough for anybody to back down right in the post. I'm impressed with Catherine Cole. I'm looking at the sheet here. She's just a sophomore. What does she have for points?
Catherine Cole does have, I have her down for 7 points, the unofficial tally.
She's a great ball handler and playing some solid defense too. Pretty impressive for a sophomore. She's going to be around and help this team out for a couple more years.
Yeah, and she did get some playing time last year as a freshman. I do remember doing some of their games, and she was able to get in and get some playing time. So that clearly helped her as she's now cracked the starting lineup and getting some good minutes. Fast break tipped away, nicely done there by Ellie Camp.
Yeah, Fennell had a good idea. She kind of just lost the handle there, and it took an extra second to get the pass off, as you can see, and then that extra second just let Camp get in there and make the play.
And then on the inbounds,
and there's Camp
Cougars
making
almost
more plays.
Steal it away. I think they're going to get stolen away, and then Rainey is going to be whistled for the foul. Sally Rainey, she has 5 points, and that's her third foul. Gonna have a timeout on the floor. 60-second timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Hi, this is Tom Hoyt, the social media coordinator for Mascoma Bank, and it's time to introduce our Student of the Month. Lebanon High School selecting Aaron Caruso, a senior. Aaron has had to overcome family challenges and is supporting himself by working a full-time job and is enrolled in a full schedule of classes, including 2 sciences. He comes to school every day with a positive attitude. He calls out his peers when they're negative, most people not realizing the hardship because of all of his optimism. He's personable, pleasant, engaging both with his peers and his staff, and he's embraced the Lebanon High School community. As one teacher said, "I'm positive that the support he gets here has helped him persevere, and they're amazed by his strength every day." Mascoma Bank is a certified B Corporation and has been mutually owned since 1899. We strive to be a force for positive change for our customers, communities, and employees. Mascoma Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby on the call here. Game number 1, Lebanon and Kearsarge Girls will be followed by Lebanon and Kearsarge Boys in the nightcap. It's been all Raiders in this one, taking a 34-11 halftime lead and extending it to the score, as you see now, 47-11. Just a step inside the three-point line is no good, and the Cougars get the rebound. That was Jordan Bush with the missed shot. Cougars with another chance, and this
nice
one,
fake right
Camp.
there. Yeah, that's a great fake by Camp, and an even better offensive rebound and putback right there by Tori Andruski.
Yeah, Andruski checked into this game in the second half, and she's going to be forced down low, and they're going to try and get the ball to her. She's matched up with Wright. She got her first basket, and the first basket for the Cougars in the second half. Wright takes it, and just one step inside. Not a lot you can do against that move.
With the height difference and, Wright's talent, it's almost impossible to stop a move like that.
Inside the three-point line, no good, and that is going to do it for the third quarter. So, after 3 quarters of play here in Lebanon, it's the Raiders leading the Cougars 49-13. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Elizabeth Durazio, and
I'm your host, Abby Peel.
Coming to you from the town of Hopkinton.
Coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on this beautiful day.
Beautiful day, perfect spring day.
We've been here as a staple in many of the communities. And
so many people that you get to meet and a wonderful community that you feel like you're always welcome in.
With this great opportunity of opening a restaurant that's really community focused.
So join us again next week
for a new edition of Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service. At HR.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Don't forget to stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We will choose the team member that had the greatest impact on today's game. H.R. Clough is dedicated to performing the best service and providing the best products every day. So 2 points in that quarter by the Cougars. It was Tori Andruski with a late bucket to prevent a shutout, and stolen away. And starting the quarter was nice move, but it bounces in and out.
Great anticipation by Meager. She had a nice steal, and it looked like she had the layup in. It was halfway down. It just didn't settle.
There's Wright from 3. She does it all. I mean, I've seen it in past years. But if you're just watching for the first time, I mean, Rebecca Wright, she can do it inside, outside.
Yeah, I've been quite impressed. Definitely the best player on the court right now. Probably in the building. That includes us for sure.
And Andruski with the basket. She's got 4 now. And Wright continues to add to her tally.
Yeah, we didn't see much of Andruski in the first half.
No.
If any. So it's good for her to come out and get some points here in the second half and at least show something. I mean, there's not a lot to play for right now. As a team, you're not going to win, but, here she is saying, hey, coach, look at me. Play me more.
Yeah, and she's been able to really do this all against Rebecca Wright, who obviously we've seen her.
Yeah, I mean, this is mainly first-team offense out there still for Lebanon.
Right. Yeah, I think they have all their starters in except Gradigan came in off the bench to start this quarter, and that steal by Camp. But she thought she might have a step.
Nice pass.
Very nice move there. And now some life for this Cougar team. Bush with her first basket. 54-19, approaching 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. So it was all Raiders in the third quarter. In this fourth quarter, Cougars have kind of come to life. Thanks part to Andruski. She's got 6 points all in the second half. And the rebound to the Cougars. Bush looking to push the pace. And that one is kicked around. It looks like it'll stay with the Cougars.
Good fight there. Nice job throwing it off. 34, Laramie there. You knew you don't have a chance to make the play. You're going to go out of bounds, give it up. Might as well throw it off somebody.
Right, and they got it back, so now they'll be able to set up their offense, try and get it back, and they do to Andruski, the 15-footer off the mark. But as we've said before, she attacks the hoop and she takes the shots, and if you're the Cougars, that's what you need at this point. Somebody to take some shots. Looks like we'll get some changes at the next whistle. Wright loses that one. Nice defensive effort. But then turned back over, and it's going to go back to the Cougars. Camp inside the three-point line, no good. Raider basketball.
You can see Lebanon's defense is certainly softened up. Certainly not as aggressive, but still credit Kearsarge here. I mean, these are their bench players against their starters. And Kearsarge had a lot of backups in, particularly Andruski, who didn't even play. So
we get a timeout on the floor, 60-second timeout, 4:37 to play. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Welcome back. Final 4 minutes, 30 seconds of this one. Raiders with a commanding 54-19 lead, turning it over there. And Bush is going to take it to the hole. No good, but she'll go to the free throw line for a pair.
Some rare free throws here today.
Yeah, Jordan Bush will shoot 2.
Good push by Bush there.
Yeah, she
didn't mean to do a cool rhyme.
Well, we remember that from your football days. Yep. You do have a good rhyming, and we look for that in these 54-19 blowouts.
Yeah, you got to find something.
Bush no good there. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your event, parade, or concert televised live on YCN, contact us at info@ycnnow.com. That one is up and good. Inside, and no good. We did have some changes at that last timeout. I believe Lebanon had some wholesale changes. Ella Longacre out there, along with Caroline Borger. Number 32, Emily Wright, was the one who just missed that last one. Number 14, Clara Smirsky. And then number 1, Molly Smith, who has been in the games earlier.
Yeah, they've finally entirely gone to the bench. The starters will be done, I would assume, for the rest of the game.
I would imagine so, with the commanding lead. And at the line here is Andruski. She will shoot a pair.
She might end up in double figures here in the second half alone.
And at this point, I believe she leads the Kearsarge scorers with 6. And that one rattles around for 7. 54-21, 3:41 to play. Really was all Lebanon after slow start for both teams. At one point it was 6-4 and then 15 straight points. Raiders pulled away. Andruski makes the second one. It was big lead at halftime, 34-11, and then the third quarter, Kearsarge only grabbed a couple points. Here we sit with a 32-point lead. That shot from the baseline, no good. And Ella Stalker grabs the rebound. Cougars have made some changes too. Hannah Goen in there with Ellie Camp. She's been out there before. Ella Stalker, as I mentioned, her first minutes.
I think we need to go back to the first half when you talk about this game. I mean, whenever Lebanon hasn't been doing the full court press, it's not been that uneven. It's just that press, Kearsarge had no answer for, and it absolutely got them killed. And, you know, we didn't necessarily see a lot of it in the third quarter, which was pretty lopsided, but Kearsarge didn't make nearly as many mistakes and just missed a lot of shots, quite frankly. Yeah, so the bottom line is Kearsarge isn't that far off. They really need to figure out their inbounding, work on some plays to get the ball down the court so they can actually set up an offense and, you know, have a chance to make plays.
Yeah, and it's tough in these first games where you haven't seen a lot of action and we haven't seen these teams. I mean, the game we did a couple weeks ago, Newport-Hopkinton, kind of the same story. Obviously, Newport not as good as Hopkinton, but is Hopkinton really that good in a 40-point blowout, or is Newport really that bad? It's probably a mixture of both.
It's very hard to tell this early in the season. I mean, you got no records to go by, no past games, and the roster has changed so much from year to year in high school sports.
So dribbling out here, the final 2 minutes, just taking their time looking to get an open look, and Goen with the rebound. She puts it back in. Hannah Goen, she's got a quick 5 points here. The YCN scoreboard sponsors LaValle Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. LaValle would like to thank all their neighbors for shopping with them. Come on in, meet their team. Customer care is their first priority. And we'll finally get a play stoppage. Couple more subs emptying the benches here for both teams. Raiders checking in number 12, Michaela Thornton, freshman guard. And also coming in number 12, Kate Dawson, sophomore guard for the Cougars. And that kickball reset, 1:05 to play. Clock is continuing to run. Maybe they do have running time here. 1:01 to play. Our next YCN game is Monday the 23rd. We'll be at Hartford as the Hurricanes entertain the Wasps of Woodstock. And on Monday, December 30th, we will be at NHTI for the Capital Area Christmas Classic Tourney Championships of the girls at 5 p.m. and boys at 7 p.m. 3-point attempt, no good, but the Raiders grab the rebound. And they'll be happy to take the air out of the ball here. Maybe looking to get Michaela Thornton a shot. Inside, down low, and they get it to Ella Longacre. 56-27. Final 20 seconds here. And that foul will put at the free throw line number 24, Aaron Wheeler.
Yeah, tough foul on Longacre there. She didn't quite go straight up. She kind of jumped into her a little bit, so it's a good call. But it was heads-up defense. She was there when, the offensive player, Wheeler, turns around to take the shot, so.
And the first free throw, no good. So the Lebanon Raiders will start the season off with a home victory. They will sit at 1-0 after this one, and the Kearsarge Cougars will fall to 1-1 in the early season Division II standings. And this should do it. Coach Tim Kehoe telling his team just hold the ball, no shot. Up by 28. The Raiders will double up the Cougars. The final score, 56-28. We will take a break and come back with the player of the game. After this, you're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
Why is it always time for pizza in New England? Because Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are popping up everywhere. With dough made fresh daily and baked in brick ovens, plus pasta, sandwiches, and artisan salads always from fresh ingredients, you're never far from good times and great food at Ramonto's. Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Want a piece of the pie? Visit Ramontos.com for franchise opportunities.
To me, it was a no-brainer to switch to the Anderson 400 series window.
From the exterior of the house, you can't tell which windows are old and which windows are new. They're really very compatible.
I really appreciate the energy efficiency of the 400 series.
Anderson, in my opinion, is the heavyweight champion.
Final score here from Lebanon. The Raiders defeat the Cougars 56-28. And Scott, let's just go for the HR Club. Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat. Player of the game, who you got?
Yeah, the whole Lebanon starting lineup was outstanding, but it was an easy pick for me. Rebecca Wright, 18 points, really dominates on both ends of the court. At times she just looks unstoppable out there, and certainly the Cougars had no answer at any point in this game.
Yeah, she was the leading scorer. As you mentioned, she had 18, and you're going to get that a lot this season as the Raiders will look to Rebecca Wright. But we talked about it. They've got a deep team. This team's going to go places, this Lebanon team. Kearsarge, they got some learning to do, but they'll be okay once the season gets going.
Agreed. I mean, Kearsarge did pull out a win on their first game, so, I mean, I don't think they're necessarily a bad team by any means. I think Lebanon is just that good. It's going to be interesting to see how things shake out with this Lebanon team. They got me very excited, and Kearsarge did some things at certain times that looked well, but they have some areas they need to work on, particularly the inbound. You know, you can't win if you can't inbound the ball, so that's first and foremost for them to work on.
So the final score here for the final time, Lebanon Lady Raiders defeat the Kearsarge Cougars 56-28. For Scott Quimby, I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Someone once said that trust is always earned, never given. With a 70-year heritage of diamond expertise, MJ Harrington Jewelers has earned the trust and respect of loyal customers for generations. Whether the occasion is a new beginning of life together or celebrating a decade's deep love, the professionals at Harrington's take time to understand our customers' dreams, then turn those dreams into exquisite reality. At MJ Harrington Jewelers, trust is as precious as the fine diamonds we offer. We look forward to earning your trust.